My beloved child, before this message goes any further, do not skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What you are about to hear may feel strangely familiar, as if your heart has been trying to tell you this for a very long time. There is a reason you found this message today. There is a reason these words are reaching your eyes at this exact moment. Nothing about this is ordinary. For so long, you have wondered if the love story you dreamed about would ever arrive. You watched other people find connections, build memories, and share moments that seemed written just for them. Sometimes you smiled for them. Sometimes you quietly wondered when your own chapter would begin. You carried questions that no one else could hear. You carried hopes that you rarely spoke out loud. But today, something feels different. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The love story you have been waiting for may be much closer than you think. Not someday. Not years from now. Closer than your doubts allow you to believe. There have been signs around you. Small moments that seemed unimportant at first. A feeling you could not explain. A sudden memory. A name that appeared more than once. A strange sense that your life was slowly moving toward a moment that had not happened yet. Most people ignore these moments. You did not. That is why you are here. The truth is that some stories begin long before the two people ever meet. Long before the first conversation. Long before the first smile. Life quietly moves pieces into place while nobody notices. Paths shift. Timings change. Opportunities appear. Decisions are made. And little by little, two journeys begin moving toward each other. Right now, there is a possibility that your story is already unfolding behind the scenes. You cannot see every detail. You cannot know every step. But that does not mean nothing is happening. In fact, some of the most important chapters are written when it seems like nothing is changing at all. Think about that. How many times have you looked back at your life and realized that a single moment changed everything? At the time it looked ordinary. At the time it felt small. Yet later you understood that it was the beginning of something much bigger. The next chapter of your story may arrive in exactly the same way. Don't skip. Because something huge is waiting for you. There is someone whose path may be moving closer to yours with every passing day. Maybe they do not know your name yet. Maybe they have seen you before without realizing your importance. Maybe they are asking the same questions you have been asking. Maybe they are hoping for a connection they cannot yet describe. What makes this so surprising is that the distance between two people can disappear faster than anyone expects. One conversation. One meeting. One unexpected moment. That is all it takes for a completely different future to begin. And yet most people never recognize the moment while it is happening. That is why you must pay attention. Not to fear. Not to worry. But to possibility. Because possibility changes everything. The story you have imagined may not arrive exactly as expected. It may not follow the script you created in your mind. It may come through a door you never planned to open. It may arrive through a connection you never thought twice about. And that is what makes it powerful. The greatest surprises rarely announce themselves. They simply appear. Stay till the end. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason your heart has not given up. There is a reason hope continues to return even after difficult moments. There is a reason you still believe there is something beautiful ahead. Hope survives because it recognizes what your eyes cannot yet see. And today, that hope is trying to tell you something. Your story is not behind you. Your best chapter is not lost. Your chance for meaningful connection has not disappeared. In many ways, it may be closer now than it has ever been before. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the thing you waited for was quietly moving toward you the entire time. Imagine realizing that every delay had a purpose. Imagine understanding that every lesson prepared you for a connection that was stronger, deeper, and more meaningful than anything you could have rushed into before. That realization changes everything. And the most surprising part? You may be far closer to that realization than you think. Don't skip. Stay with me. Because in the next part, we are going to uncover the unexpected signs that appear when a major love story is preparing to enter your life. And some of them may already be happening around you right now. Something huge is waiting for you. Have you ever noticed how life becomes strangely quiet right before something important happens? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Most people expect major changes to arrive with loud announcements. They think destiny knocks on the door with obvious signs and impossible-to-miss moments. But the truth is often the opposite. The biggest turning points begin in silence. They begin when nothing appears different on the outside, yet everything is shifting beneath the surface. And that is exactly why you need to hear this. The love story you have been waiting for might be closer than ever because some of the signs are already appearing around you. The surprising part is that they do not always look like signs at first. They look like ordinary moments. Small feelings. Random thoughts. Unexpected coincidences. But what if they are not random? What if they are clues? Think about the moments when you suddenly felt hopeful without knowing why. Think about the times when your heart felt lighter for no obvious reason. Think about the moments when you imagined a brighter future and it felt more real than ever before. Those moments matter. Many people dismiss them. You should not. Because sometimes the heart notices movement before the eyes can see it. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. One of the most fascinating signs is a sudden shift in perspective. Things that once felt impossible start feeling achievable. The future stops looking empty and starts looking exciting. You begin imagining possibilities instead of limitations. And here is what makes this so powerful. This shift often happens before a major chapter begins. Before a new friendship. Before a life-changing opportunity. Before a meaningful connection. Before a love story that feels worth the wait. You may think nothing is happening. But what if everything is happening? What if the story is already moving forward while you are questioning whether it has even started? Stay till the end. Because what comes next may surprise you. There are people who spend years searching for answers while standing only a few steps away from them. They become so focused on what they cannot see that they miss what is already approaching. Do not make that mistake. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. Keep your expectations open. Because the next chapter of your story may arrive through the most unexpected path imaginable. Maybe through a conversation you almost did not have. Maybe through a place you nearly decided not to visit. Maybe through an opportunity that seemed insignificant at first. The greatest stories often begin in the most ordinary ways. That is why they catch everyone by surprise. And speaking of surprises, here is something most people never realize. The closer an important chapter gets, the stronger the feeling becomes that something is about to change. You cannot explain it. You cannot prove it. Yet you feel it. A quiet anticipation. A strange excitement. A feeling that tomorrow could be different from yesterday. If you have felt that recently, pay attention. Because that feeling has appeared in countless stories right before a major turning point. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine looking back 6 months from now. Imagine realizing that this moment was part of the beginning. Imagine discovering that what seemed like an ordinary day was actually the day your story started moving in a completely new direction. That possibility exists. Right now. Closer than you think. And there is one more revelation that you need to hear before this part ends. The love story you have been waiting for is not just about finding someone. It is about becoming ready for a connection that reflects the growth, wisdom, and strength you have gained through every challenge you have faced. Nothing was wasted. No lesson was meaningless. No delay was pointless. Everything has been preparing you for what comes next. That is why this story feels different. That is why this moment feels different. And that is why you must stay with me. Because in the next part, we will uncover the unexpected moment that often appears right before two paths finally begin moving toward each other, and it may explain why your future feels closer now than ever before. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is one moment that changes everything, and most people do not recognize it until long after it has passed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, I want you to imagine standing at the edge of a new chapter without even realizing it. Imagine being only a few steps away from a moment that could completely reshape the way you see your future. That is what makes this so fascinating. Life rarely announces its greatest surprises. It simply places them in front of you and waits to see if you notice. The love story you have been waiting for may not begin with fireworks. It may begin with a feeling. A feeling that something is changing. A feeling that the future is pulling you towards something greater. And if you have been feeling that lately, pay close attention. Because there is a reason for it. Many people believe that important connections appear out of nowhere. But when they look back, they realize the signs were there all along. The clues were everywhere. The timing was quietly aligning. The path was slowly being prepared. The amazing part is that while you are wondering whether your story will begin, your story may already be finding its way toward you. Think about that. What if the person connected to your future is going through their own journey right now? What if they are learning lessons, overcoming obstacles, and growing into the person they need to become? What if both stories are moving toward the same destination? That possibility is more powerful than most people realize. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Here is a revelation that surprises almost everyone. The closer people get to a meaningful chapter, the more they begin noticing small moments of clarity. They start understanding themselves better. They begin letting go of old doubts. They become more confident about who they are and what they deserve. This is important. Because meaningful connections are not only about meeting the right person. They are also about becoming the right version of yourself. Every challenge you faced taught you something. Every setback revealed something. Every disappointment strengthened something. Nothing was wasted. And now those experiences are becoming part of a larger story. A story that is still being written. A story that may be far more beautiful than anything you imagined before. Stay till the end. Because the next revelation may be the most surprising one yet. There are moments when life begins sending opportunities disguised as ordinary events. Most people walk past them without noticing. They are too busy looking for something dramatic. Too busy expecting a grand announcement. But extraordinary stories often begin in ordinary places. A simple conversation. A chance encounter. A brief moment that seems insignificant. And then everything changes. Years later, people look back and say, that was the moment. Not because it looked important at the time, but because it became important later. What if your moment is closer than you think? What if the next chapter is waiting just beyond the horizon of your current understanding? What if the story you have been hoping for is preparing to arrive in a way you never expected? These questions matter. Because possibility matters. Hope matters. The future matters. And your story matters. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that because something has not happened yet, it never will. They confuse delay with denial. They confuse waiting with failure. But the truth is different. Some things take time because they are worth building correctly. Some stories require preparation. Some connections require growth. Some chapters require patience. And when the timing finally comes together, everything begins making sense. The waiting. The lessons. The unexpected turns. The unanswered questions. Suddenly they become pieces of a much larger picture. A picture that was impossible to understand before. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything was leading you toward a moment of unexpected joy. Imagine realizing that what felt like a delay was actually preparation. Imagine understanding that your story was moving forward even when you thought it was standing still. That realization changes everything. And that is why this message is so important. Because right now, you may be standing closer to that realization than you have ever been before. Stay till the end. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. The most exciting part is still ahead. There is a reason your attention was drawn here today. There is a reason these words found you. There is a reason you are still listening. Not everyone reaches this point. But you did. And that means the next chapter of this journey is going to reveal something remarkable. Because in the next part, we will uncover why the most unforgettable love stories often appear when people least expect them, and why your future may be preparing a surprise that is far greater than anything you have imagined so far. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The most unforgettable love stories rarely arrive when people think they are ready for them. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This may be the most important revelation of the entire journey so far. Many people spend years searching for the perfect moment. They tell themselves that everything must be exactly right before happiness can arrive. They wait for certainty. They wait for guarantees. They wait for signs that leave no room for doubt. But life does not always work that way. Sometimes the most beautiful chapters begin when people least expect them. Sometimes the greatest surprises arrive during ordinary days. And sometimes the story you have been waiting for appears at the exact moment you stop looking for proof and start believing in possibility. Think about that carefully. What if the reason you are hearing this message today is because your perspective is about to change? What if the future you have imagined is closer than it has ever been before? What if the story that seemed distant is already moving toward you? These questions matter more than you realize. Because every extraordinary story begins with a moment when someone chooses hope over doubt. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a fascinating pattern that appears in countless unforgettable stories. Right before a major chapter begins, people often feel an unusual sense of anticipation. They cannot explain it. They cannot predict what will happen. Yet something inside them feels different. The future suddenly feels brighter. Opportunities seem more visible. Possibilities seem more real. And most importantly, they begin believing that something wonderful could happen. That feeling is powerful. Not because it predicts the future, but because it changes the way people see the world around them. And when people see the world differently, they begin noticing opportunities they once ignored. That is how new chapters begin. That is how new connections begin. That is how unexpected stories begin. Don't skip. Because what comes next may surprise you even more. Imagine looking back at this exact moment 1 year from now. Imagine remembering that there was a day when you almost scrolled away. A day when you almost missed a message that encouraged you to stay open to possibility. A day when you were reminded that your story was not over. Now imagine realizing that everything changed after that. Imagine realizing that the chapter you hoped for eventually arrived. Imagine realizing that the future held more beauty than you could see at the time. That possibility exists. And that is why you must keep moving forward. The truth is that no one can fully predict how an extraordinary story will unfold. But what we do know is this: the future is filled with possibilities. New connections are possible. Meaningful moments are possible. Unexpected happiness is possible. And sometimes, the things we wait for the longest become the things we appreciate the most. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another revelation that many people discover too late. The greatest love stories are not only about meeting someone special. They are also about becoming the person you were meant to be. Every lesson matters. Every experience matters. Every challenge matters. Because each one contributes to the story you are creating. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is meaningless. Everything becomes part of the journey. And perhaps that is the most beautiful truth of all. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disconnected from possibility. Your story is still being written. And every new day brings another opportunity for something remarkable to happen. That is why hope remains powerful. That is why possibility remains powerful. And that is why your future remains full of potential. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this part comes to a close, remember this. Somewhere beyond today's questions is tomorrow's answer. Somewhere beyond today's uncertainty is tomorrow's clarity. Somewhere beyond today's waiting is tomorrow's opportunity. The chapter you have been hoping for may not arrive exactly as expected. It may arrive in a way that is even better. It may arrive through a path you never considered. It may arrive when you least expect it. And when it does, you may look back and realize that every step of the journey mattered. Every lesson mattered. Every moment mattered. Because they all led you to the next chapter. And in the final part, we will uncover the most powerful message of all, the reason why the love story you have been waiting for might be closer than ever, and the surprising truth that could change the way you see your future forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you.